at level of at D level in the Kashmir University. They had been looking for their connections with terror. Also, Asaba Arazuman Khan, she's the wife of Bitta Karate, who's acting in Farooq Ahmad Dar, and she's a 2011 batch Kada as a civil service officer. Then the scientist was identified as Mohit Ahmed Bhatt, and he was working with the Kashmir University. Then there's Majid Hussain Qadri. He's a senior assistant professor in the Kashmir University. And Syed Abdul Majid, he's the manager IT in the JKEDI. They were all removed from their services, invoking Article 311 of the Constitution of India, which is now applicable. And Syed Abdul Muid is the third son of Syed Salahuddin. So that's the development coming in, and we have seen similar action being taken earlier. Also, Syed Salahuddin's two sons already dismissed, the third one going out. We have seen how a list has been prepared of those who, while continuing to enjoy taxpayers' money through salaries and pensions, in fact, also continue to aid terror activities, sometimes indirectly, sometimes even directly. And I think a decision has been taken that no indulgence would be grouped with those people, those set of people in the valley. So action being taken now by the administration of Jammu and Kashmir, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha, using their special powers under Article 311 of the Constitution and dismissing these four that I named from service, which includes the wife of Bitta Karate and third son of Syed Salahuddin.
Yes, yes. Abhishek, stay with us. We also have activist Sushil Pandit also joining us. Sir, if I can get your quick response on this mega action that's been taken by the J&K government as a crackdown on terror against Bitta Karate's kin.
Well, while I welcome this action, please don't call it quick action. You know, it has taken decades where all the militants, their kith and kin, their sons, daughters, grandsons, were posted in plum places. They were getting rich to the fat of the land. They were peddling influence. And there are several more, hundreds and thousands of them, still in the system. And we cannot cleanse this system in removing ones and twos after months of haggling and pursuing. You have to weed them out consistently, relentlessly, till you cleanse this system. This is symbolism. So I fully welcome this. Please don't treat this as some kind of opposition to this decision. But these are too little, too late steps, and ones and twos happening between months and months of gap. When you have thousands to turn out of the system, we cannot work at this pace. It has to be swifter, faster, in much larger number. And not just taking them out of service. Please charge sheet them. They have committed crimes. Prosecute them. Punish them. They should be discredited. And those who have put them in the system should be exposed. Can you imagine who must have taken these decisions to employ Syed Salahuddin's son, grandson of Syed Ali Shah Gilani, brothers, sisters of known militants, Hurriyat leaders, the entire administration, the police, the bureaucracy, the lower judiciary, the media, the academia, the faculties are packed with their students. We need all of them out. It will not work with symbolism. It will not work with tinkering here and there. Please, I beg of Manoj Sinha, not just rest with these 2 or 3 names that he has come up after months in the office. He should immediately put together a task force, weed them out, make a list of them, and relentlessly go after them. We have no time. We have already wasted decades in doing this.
All right, Sushil
Thank you
Pandit,
so
we'll
much.
leave it at that. So Sushil Pandit, activist there, welcoming the move on the crackdown on terror by the J&K governor, but also going on to add that a swifter action needs to be taken. Thank you so much. That's the latest we are learning. Just to take our viewers on what are the updates that you're learning at this point. 4 government employees, including Bitta Karate's wife and a scientist at Kashmir University, have been sacked from service for terror-related activities. That's a massive crackdown on terror. We have BJP's Gaurav Bhatia also joining us. Sir, if I can get your quick response on the massive crackdown on terror by the J&K administration there, Bitta Karate's kin who have been sacked by the J&K administration.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
It's a very welcome move, and it sends out a very strong message to all the people who indulge in illegal activities and have a soft corner for the terrorists, that if you have to be in India, you have to have your allegiance to the country, to the tricolor. And people who try to weaken our democracy and our country will not go unpunished.
Yes. Thank you so much. So that was BJP's Gaurav Bhatia giving his response, welcoming the move by the J&K administration there. Of course, this comes after the kin of Bitta Karate who've been sacked, his Bitta Karate's wife as well as son who've been sacked by the J&K administration there. So a rampant action that's been taken by the J&K governor. Just to put this into context, 4 government employees, including Bitta Karate's wife and a scientist, have been dismissed from service from the Kashmir University for terror-related links. Of course, this comes just ahead of the Independence Day. So as India gears up for the 75th Independence Day, the crackdown on terror-related activities continues in full swing. And this time it's the J&K administration who has, in fact, led from the front and has sacked the kin of Bitta Karate, his son and his wife. In fact, Asaba Azruman Khan, who is the wife of Farooq Ahmad alias Bitta Karate, is a 2011 batch JKS officer who's been sacked from service for terror-related links. That's the latest we are learning. The visuals on your screens of Bitta Karate and, of course, his wife and son who have now been sacked as part of massive crackdown on terror-related activities by the J&K administration. Well, we'll go across to Abhishek as well to get his quick perspective on this big story that is coming from J&K on the mega crackdown on terror. Wing Commander Praful Bakshi is also joining us. Wing Commander, good morning. That's a big step that's been taken by the J&K administration there. If I can get your quick response on the crackdown on terror by the J&K government as the kin of Bitta Karate who've now been sacked by the J&K government.
Thank you. This aspect required some stern action and some stern opinion on part and policy on the part of India that kith and kin of terrorists, especially being put onto the government job just because they have been slain. That aspect should not be, be followed. Well, if somebody comes through competition and as an independent competition it comes out, nobody probably, the Indian government will not stop. So it just shows that Indian policy is now going for a change. It is no more, keeping quiet on Rohingyas. It is no more keeping quiet on terrorists. It is no more keeping quiet on Kashmiri Pandits. This is a remarkable change which we are witnessing. And entire India is looking to this sort of a step which is being taken. So if this step has been taken, I personally feel most of the Indian citizens who love their country will support it.
Wing Commander, just a follow-up question. We were also speaking to Sushil Pandit, the activist, just a short while back. He, of course, welcomed the move, but went on to say that there is a lot that still needs to be done. If I can get your perspective on what else needs to be done at a rampant pace to crack down on terror-linked activities.
Well, to start with, you have to make your firm base first. From my side, my personal opinion is
start the inquiry of Kashmiri Pandits, start the FIRs, start taking back the property which they have been occupied by them. That is the first step. If we initiate it, then only we will make headway. Yes, make up a complete command and control of the intelligence system. All the terrorist elements are sleeper cells hiding within the area. They are not migrating from Pakistan every day, coming by here and all. No, they are not coming from POK. They are well within here as sleeper cells. We have to start getting them out. We have to revamp our intelligence reporting system, and probably we'll have to make it a one reporting system, one command and control we'll have to do, but that is a must. If we can make this effect, what these two things I've told you, if we start it, you will see that you will come on the map of top anti-terrorist fighting country. So this is what is required.
All right, Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, thanks for sharing your views with us. So, a welcome move there by the J&K administration, a big crackdown on terror just ahead of the 75th Independence Day. The kin of Bitta Karate, who have now been sacked from their post as a crackdown on terror by the J&K government there. So, no terror nexus policy that is in full swing there by the J&K government as we speak. So that is the latest coming in, and we were also speaking to a lot of, we're getting a lot of reactions of from not just from the BJP but from activists as well, who welcomed the move, saying that it is a step in the right direction. So that's the big story coming in at this point. This one from J&K. So state patronage that has now been rolled back, no government post for terror sympathizers as a big crackdown on terror by the J&K government there, accommodating kin of terror policy that has now come to an end. A quick action there by the J&K administration, Bitta Karate's kin, his wife and son who've been sacked from the top posts. So activist Sushil Pandit saying that it should be a blanket policy and that there should be no posts for those terror sympathizers in the government. LG Manoj Sinha's massive crackdown on terror in J&K. Major General KK Sinha is also joining us on the phone line. Sir, your first response, big crackdown on terror in J&K.
I think it is a very solid step which the government is now actually doing on ground. This particular decision was taken long back, and there was some work which was on periphery which was done. If you remember, Syed, Salahuddin, 3 sons are there, and they were all government employees. There was, a decision was taken to expel them from there. Now, when the things are actually happening on ground, it is going to hit. This is the only way, because all these terror networks have found a very strong base in this establishment, and no one can touch them. There are a number of cases. It is not only Bitta Karate or Syed Salahuddin sons who are there. It is known fact that people have found, and these are the actually when we talk about overground workers, they are the overground workers which have legitimate, which has been given by the state. Now, the time has come, not the time has come only to talk, but you have to walk the talk. These people have to be on very good steps, and we want to see. It is not only that you take action. These people have to send to the place where they deserve. And if you are abide with the law, the places are there where they can't come up. So these people, we want to see these people who have actually done. They want sedition is a huge thing. They want to break the country. So, these people require a place where to be sent, and it has to be very fast action. This is my reaction for the action.
Well, thank you, Major General, for sharing your insights with us. So, game changer action that's been taken in J&K with the wife and son of Bitta Karate who've now been sacked from their post, slipping into a very short break.